Hey guys, it's Flip, and today I'm going to do an unboxing and review of the Saker mini electric chainsaw. So a company called Saker reached out to me and asked if I would review their mini electric chainsaw. Now I already have a grease gun coupler made by the same company that I've been very pleased with, so based on that I decided to give the chainsaw a shot. So let's go ahead and open this box up and we'll see what we got, then we will check it out and we'll put it to work. Once we've given it a good workout, I'll give you my thoughts on it. So let's see what we got in here. First we have the charger. Then we got a little bottle of oil to lube the chain. A wrench. The battery. The battery says it is 20 volt max and 1.5 amp hour. On the back it says it is 18 volts, so I'm not sure what's up with that. Maybe it's 18 volts but 20 volts max. And then here's the actual chainsaw. It feels pretty nice and sturdy in your hand. And then there's a little Phillips head screwdriver in here for adjusting the tension of the chain. It looks like the chain came at the right tension, but if you need to adjust that tension, you just take this wrench right here and loosen this bolt. Then take the screwdriver and tighten down this screw. Then retighten the bolt, and that will tighten the tension of the chain. Right here we'll remove the bolt and the cover to show you the sprocket underneath if you ever need to remove the chain. And then I will put that back on and tighten it back down. It did come with a short little manual. And there is a little hand strap on the bottom which my hand just barely fits through. But that's kind of nice so you don't drop it. And I did check and the strap does not reach the chain if you let it hang down. There is a safety button on the left side of the handle that you hold in with your thumb while you squeeze the trigger. There is not one on the right side, which is bad for lefties. But let's hear how it sounds. It's got some decent power to it. Then I went inside and plugged it in to check if the battery was fully charged up, and it was not, as you can see by the red light indicator on the plug. So I left this in until it was fully charged. When it's fully charged, that indicator light will change to green, and this took a little less than an hour, but then again, I don't know how much charge it came with. There is no oil reservoir on this little chainsaw, so you do need to manually oil the chain before you use it by lifting up the guard and applying some of this oil that was supplied in the box. Then I just kind of work that chain around the bar to get that oil all over. So let's get to work. My neighbor and I had just taken down a little pine tree that had become partially uprooted in our last storm. And this is a tool that I would typically use for this, a reciprocating saw. I just wanted to show you this so we have something to compare it to. Now this whole tree needs limbed and cut up, so let's go ahead and start with the little Saker pruning saw, and we'll see how far we get on one fully charged battery. Now I've limbed a lot of trees with my reciprocating saw, but as I worked my way through this tree with this saw, one thing that stuck out to me that I preferred was the weight. This little saw weighs just 2.4 pounds compared to my reciprocating saw that weighs 5 pounds. So you can use this with one hand a lot easier and your arms don't get as tired. The chain on this is 4 inches long, and they recommend you don't cut anything over 4 inches, but I pushed that a little bit, as you'll see here in a minute. So this part of the trunk was about 3 inches, and it went through it pretty easy, which I thought was pretty impressive considering I had been working for about a half hour to 40 minutes, and I thought the battery would be starting to wear out. And here's a measurement of the chain as I was talking about. Now it struggled a little bit there, but as you can see here, this part of the trunk is getting closer to its limit. This is about 3 3/4 inches.
I'll bet it's matched there.
It about met its match, but it got the job done. It definitely struggled, and as you can see here, this part of the trunk's about 4.5 inches. So I'd recommend you stick to that 4 inches and under.
Well, I gotta say I'm pretty impressed. This little saw did that whole tree, except for what's left of the trunk here, which is a little bit too big for this saw. So there you can see everything that we cut up, and this is still going. So I don't know how much life it's got left, but pretty impressive. Clean up a whole tree on one battery.
I even went back and cut up some of these limbs smaller just to see if I could wear this battery out, but it just kept going and I finally just gave up. So after that, I decided to charge the battery back up all the way and do one more test. I'm going to put it in a little competition against my reciprocating saw and see which one can cut a 2x4 the fastest. So I've got a 2x4 clamped down on its side, and let's see which saw goes through it quicker. 5.93 seconds for the Sawzall. And 7.5 seconds for the mini chainsaw, so definitely a little bit slower, and it chewed that wood up more. And another con would just be that I'm not in this line of tools, so it's just another battery charger that I have to have laying around. But the biggest pro for me is that it's half the weight of the reciprocating saw, and you only need one hand, so it definitely saves you some soreness the next day. It also ran longer than I expected, so that's a huge pro as well. Overall, I think it's a pretty tough little saw and worth owning. It'll definitely come in handy when pruning trees. I'll put a link to it below the video if you want to check it out. So hopefully this video helped you out. If it did, please hit the thumbs up button for me and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.